Third time's a charm. Correa's coming back to the Twin Cities.
Hell yeah.
Is that a good thing, though?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Correa's coming back to the Twin Cities. You know, he didn't like our first offer. He opted out of that $105 million 3-year contract. Went on free agency, went to the Bay Area. They offered him 350, whatever it was, for 13 years. That didn't work out. We all know that. Went to the Mets. They offered him 315 for 12 years. Kind of the same contract, 1 year less, same amount yearly, pretty much. Like, it worked out for him. That obviously didn't work out. So now he's coming back to the Twin Cities, crawling back, asking for our money. What is going on?
Absolutely unprecedented. I know it's been said already, but there's just been nothing like it. Like, there's nothing to compare to be like, oh, is there another free agent that publicly failed his physical? Like, I heard Alex Anthopoulos, however you say his name, with the Braves GM. He came out and said, like, yeah, this happens kind of, but we don't talk about it. Like, nobody puts it out there. They don't schedule a press conference and then pull it away. Like, they do their physicals, and if something's wrong, they deal with it, and they announce the deal. They don't announce a deal before the physical hardly ever in Atlanta. They're one of those teams that doesn't leak anything. But here,
but you think with like someone like Correa, they're trying to like get the fans, you know, jacked and everything. They're trying to get the news out there as quick as possible, but
right. And making mistakes by doing it. Right. And Steve Cohen, the Mets owner, coming out too early and saying, look, this is the final piece we needed. This is the guy who's going to put us over the top. He's now said that, so obviously Mets fans have got to be pretty pissed off right now. We're excited. At least I am. I don't know about Josh. I think Alex is excited. We've been texting about it.
It's more like a principle thing for me.
Absolutely. It's amazing. We got a superstar in Minnesota. What more can you ask for?
Superstar. He's, you know, an injured superstar. I mean, we don't know. I mean, we got 6 years to find out if this ankle is going to hold up, you know. I mean, yeah, it's not a 12-year contract. It's not a 13-year contract. So you don't have to worry about that. Like, he'll be, well, like 34 at the end of this contract. So he'll still be young, relatively.
34. So actually, this contract could be 10 years, too. It could be 10 years, $270 million if he does really well and everything goes well for the Twins. The Twins have the option to bring him back for another 4 years after the 6-year deal is up. And I have it in front of me, actually. It's $36 million we pay him for the next 3 years. And then it's $31.5 million, $30.5 million, $30 million, and then he has 4 vesting options. And that means, like, when he gets older and he's slowing down, if he stayed healthy and he's been good, he's maybe brought us a championship. Who knows? That'd be awesome. Maybe an MVP. He's totally capable of doing it.
I heard he could make like up to $370 million on the contract.
$270 million.
Sorry, $270 million.
Yeah,
that would be insane.
So he can still make a lot of money, but he has to prove it. And I think this is by far the best option that could have happened for the Twins. Like, getting him for 10 years with no opt-outs, with $285 million, that was okay. That was great. I still would have liked it. But because of all the chaos that went down with the Giants and the Mets, like, wouldn't you agree, Alex? Like, this is the best thing that could have happened. Like, we got him for not a super short term. We got him for a midterm. I think any team out there would have been happy with 6 years, $200 million with Correa. But I think he chose the Twins. That's my thought. I think this is.
Well, I think he didn't have any options, really, but
I don't know.
Interestingly, though, I did read
6 years, $200 million.
What's weird is that I read that.
No way.
And Alex, after this, by all means, get into the conversation. But I did read that when they did offer him the $105 million, he was actually like medically cleared for that. So anything that's wrong with him, like the Twins, I mean, everybody knows now, but like before he left, like the Twins knew there was stuff wrong with him. I mean, I don't know. It just seems weird to me that. And again, we're not signing him for 13 years or 12 years, so maybe it's not as big of a deal for them. But
and they do physicals differently based on the amount of years that it is. The doctors are told, like, all right, he's going to be here for 3 years. Do you see any issues that could arise in the next 3 years? When he signs a deal like 13 years with the Giants or 12 years with the Mets, and you see an issue like that, that's where it gets popped up because of the length of the contract. So that's why I think this is a done deal now to me, because it's such a shorter contract that I don't think it's going to be an issue. Plus, it's already a known issue. How could this pop up again?
Yeah.
Right. You know,
Alex, are you excited to see him as the face of the Twins?
Is he the face of the Twins?
Yeah,
I mean, he's gonna be.
I feel like I'm torn because it's been so long since we've had like a true star in Minnesota, but he just feels like he's not that like top level star, you know, like he feels just like a tier or two below. You know, he's obviously a great player, down year offensively last year, but he's just such a good defender that I think he just helps teams win. And at the end of the day, I want guys on my team that are helping our team win. And I think he's one of those guys. So I'm more than happy to have him be the face for the next couple years.
But isn't it weird that like we were talking before too, and like didn't we could have signed a different shortstop, right? Like we could have signed like a Dansby Swanson. Didn't he go to the Cubs for like he went? I mean, cheaper than it would have been cheaper.
Yep.
And
I
is
would
he
have taken
that?
Correa all day.
But I'm
over
saying like
Dansby.
if you're just talking about like budget wise and like trying to like get like good players at every position, like rather than spending all this money on just Correa, you could have saved some money. Could have got some pitching, could have, I don't know. There was other players out there.
You know what? I argue
We just like didn't
have
really make
pitching.
any moves. I think it's crazy that we just sat around and waited for Correa. Like you're just like literally he said no, and they all just sat around and they were like, he'll be back. We're not gonna make any moves. Like
It looks like it's working out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So with the new signing of Correa, kind of leads to some surpluses in the infield, specifically Luis Arias. Trade talks have been swirling the past couple months. Do you think it's time to send him? Should we keep on to him? You know, what are your thoughts?
I mean, his value is as high as it might ever be. I mean, I love Luis Arias. He's my favorite player to watch. His at bats, I make sure I always watch every time he's up. But if there's a team that's willing to overpay for Luis Arias and we can win that trade, I think most Twins fans would be for that. But I do love Luis Arias, and I would prefer that he doesn't get traded. I think if anything, now you got a big surplus. You could be trading some of our lefty outfielders. I know we signed Joey Gallo, which I think was a good signing with the shift being banned and everything. He could be great. Could be Miguel Sano, who knows? But with a surplus of lefty outfielders, batting outfielders, trade a Kepler, trade a Killeroff, trade. We have some other excess players that we can trade, and we know we have Royce Lewis coming up. And I think one of the best things that we learned in this whole Correa chaos saga is that he's willing to play third base. So I love Jose Miranda too, but maybe he's expendable eventually if he becomes really good. And then you move Correa over to third base, you plug Royce Lewis into shortstop or vice versa, depending on how they're doing injury-wise or health-wise. They both are injury-prone. So you've got two top-tier shortstops in my mind. I think Royce Lewis is on the same path as Correa was when he was young. But we'll see. I don't know. If they trade Correa for just not Correa, my God. If they trade Luis Arias for just Pablo Lopez straight up 1-for-1, I'm not happy about it. I think we have solid pitching staff. I don't think Pablo Lopez is that big of an upgrade. I think if you go get a Corbin Burns, you go get somebody that has potential to win a Cy Young, I don't think that that's Pablo Lopez to me. If you got a batting champion, you don't trade that guy because you can put him at the top of your order and it protects guys like Buxton and Correa because he gets on base, or you put him after those guys too and it protects them because you don't want to pitch around. I don't know. We got a stacked lineup in the middle. It's going to be awesome to see this year.
there's other rumors, other pitchers, Bauer, for instance. So it's a
possible.
Situation. What's going on with that?
He was DFA'd 4 days ago, 5 days ago now. And so I think coming up this week, Thursday or so, end of the week, he'll be either traded from the Dodgers to somebody because right now he's designated for assignment. Everyone's talking about how they cut him and he's out there. He's a free agent right now. He's not technically yet. He still has to be traded for. But then after like Thursday or Friday, I don't know the exact date, he'll then become a free agent if the Dodgers don't find a trade suitor. And really the only trade they're going to be able to make is for like some low-level prospect for him, and they're still going to have to pay off his contract most likely. I don't think any team's going to be willing to take on that amount of money like the Dodgers did with all everything that there is with the package that comes with Trevor Bauer, you know?
Yeah. We don't have to get into that.
I don't see this happening for the Twins just because we have a pretty good starting rotation if you look at it. I'm not, like we just talked about Pablo Lopez. I kind of want to see where what Maeda does. I kind of want to see what Joe Ryan does this year. I think they're going to have really big seasons, and we know Sonny Gray's good. We know Trevor Molly's good. Bailey Ober's pretty amazing too, but he's the one that I think would get replaced before anybody.
Tyler Molly?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Trevor. My bad. Anyway.
Oh, maybe I did. Tyler Molly. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, this podcast was it was all about Correa. You know what? He's coming back. We got a bargain. Possibly got a bargain. We'll see. We'll see if it works out. We got a bargain. Cole thinks we got a bargain.
As long as he stays healthy, we got an absolute bargain.
Yeah. 6 years. So we'll see. I think I would have been a little more like cautious if we turned around and signed him for like 12 years, like the Mets are trying to do, or, the Giants, right? Like, cause then you're like, yeah, they saw something wrong with him. Like, now we're taking him on for 12, 13 years. So 6 years, it's a conservative amount. I like it. You've changed my mind. I think it'll be good. All right. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Follow us on our social media handle is Hot Dish Sports everywhere. Thank you guys for tuning in. Win Twins.